All right, chat. It's been a crazy week. So we're still in an enrichment making phase right now. We have to finish up parrot, chicken. My meat just popped. That's good. Parrot, chicken, and wolf dog enrichment. If you guys have any ideas, we will take them.
And then obviously, if you have any questions while we're doing enrichment, Shrudi's here to answer them.
I love questions. Yeah, Betty's back here.
It's only...
Oh, no, you're good. Betty's back here. She was just being picked on a little too much, and obviously we want to make sure that she is healthy, first and foremost. So she's back here, just recovering. She was Nugget. Nugget, as cute as she is she's a problem sometimes. And then she encourages other chickens to be problems. Okay, our secret meeting.
Parrots.
Any leaks? It's gonna be cool.
Siren is a monster. Not that that's a surprise.
The parrots are all gonna come live up here for a while, which is gonna be really fun.
It's gonna be a treat for us.
She is gremlin. What animals? We still have parrots, chickens, and wolf dogs left.
Nugget really does need to choose a different adventure for sure. She does. So yeah, Betty has no feathers on the back of her neck. She was just a little bit too beat up for all of us to be comfortable with, so she's here. Can you stop shitting everywhere though, please? I know that you're back and...
Okay. Ideas. What about the old chicken coop? That's going to be remodeled. The original plan was to put Polly out there, but I think a lot of us have some wishful thinking that maybe, I mean, me too. If Polly and Betty could be somewhat friends, maybe Betty could be Polly's buddy.
Just drive me crazy. Yeah, Betty does pick on Polly. They are better than Nugget and Betty or Nugget and Polly. They can occasionally coexist and like preen next to each other. But yeah. Betty does bully Polly.
Amanda did bring in donuts. She brought them in this morning. We need to redo some things in the old coop just to make it more improved for the chickens.
Yeah, the old coop needs a lot of work.
It's old.
It's old, and its age shows definitely. If you get a good look at it, there's a few spots that we just don't love. So we're redoing a good bit of it.
Especially with kind of raccoons out and about more these days.
So. The wolf dogs are doing amazing. They definitely are.
Parrots are getting a lot of cups.
I love it when
we have to chew through a lot of cups to get what they want.
Alright, you're doing parrots.
Do the chickens eat cardboard enrichment? No, they're pretty good at it. Their main methods of like getting stuff out are like kicking and pecking at it. So if it's something that they can kick and peck at, they usually do pretty well at it.
We're going an old favorite for the chickens. Betty.
Nice camera angle. Thanks, Mark. There's Betty somewhere. She's behind the camera. She's actually looking at the camera, which is really cute. There you go.
Coming. She's going around.
Can we see enrichment making? Is that more interesting than Betty's butt?
Spiny_Riley just resubscribed for 3 months.
Betty, give us a few minutes actual content.
Okay. Her neck actually looks much better than it did yesterday. It's remarkable how fast it improves, but yeah, it definitely, Nugget getting to her and the inside space with no Oliver to step in was not the move. Not the move. Alright, what do I want to give the chickens?
Hello.
We got chat.
What you looking for?
Yes.
Thank you. Betty was stoked to come back to the nut house. That's actually true. I genuinely believe that. She was like, thank goodness. I'm back. It was absurd. Alright. A little scratch.
I hope we do chin quiz after. We can if we have time. We are a little crunched because it's the day that Kayla technically leaves at 4. And she's got places to be.
We had a super secret meeting.
How did you guys know about our super secret meeting?
I checked at one point to see if the cam was on, and it was not on us.
You
That
said
doesn't mean it wasn't on us at all. Will another hen be added? We are hoping at some point that more hens will be added.
I see when Dr. Julie's chat ended, it went to it.
What did you guys learn in Dr. Julie's chat?
I wish.
These
Yeah,
are
I'm glad
not-
they get recorded because I definitely
These
want
are
to
not the way for the chicken enrichment. The easy chicken enrichment. The cones be too flimsy.
Can we be part of the super secret meeting? It wouldn't be super secret anymore. I keep forgetting I don't have a mic.
I just keep going around this table.
Chat, I keep forgetting that we don't actually have a mic on us, so I keep talking while walking away and expecting us that you can just hear us.
Do the chickens have a tire swing? Not currently. We should talk about it though at one point.
We could talk about, yeah, swings.
Our chickens have just never used swings.
It'd be cute if they
It
did.
would be cute if they did. We should just bring Chad up here. That would be a lot easier.
Oh, here, do you? Oh.
Oh no, you're good. Sure. I got it.
Learned that Stomp has a neuron dense brain, so he's not a dummy. Hell yeah. If small brains meant dumb, crows and ravens would be considered dumb. That's so cool. I can bring the mic out a little bit more. We only have one, so Kayla and I are sharing. But I can speak up.
Dr. Julie presented the evidence that Stompy's a genius. I actually read something quite recently that said that Amy is supposed to be good at solving puzzles, so I've got high hopes for Stomp. As soon as we have the time to find puzzles for. The wolf dog sleeping together was very cute.
Stompy plays dumb to hide his war crimes.
I don't think any of us have ever tried to pet Appa. Except Maya.
Yeah, which I asked Maya how, like, that started happening, and she said that Appa one day solicited the groom from her, so he came over to her, kind of like pancaked in front of her, kind of like how we see Momo do with Appa when Momo wants to be groomed. So Maya took cues from Appa that that's something that he wanted. At least with me, he's never done that, and I don't think he's going to.
I think more often than not, where Appa's concerned with us is like its training and feeding that he associates with us. So I don't know if we would ever see that kind of.
It's a little more transactional.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in and check all of the fire extinguishers.
Do you bleach for your feet?
Huh?
Do you need bleach for your feet?
Yeah. I don't think it was.
Wait, I want to know why they get mad at our socks. 'Cause, yeah, I've been wearing a lot of sandals, and every single time, Appa's unhappy about it. Just looks at my feet and screams. Makes me feel great about myself. Alright, chat. Macaw enrichment. Simple. Yet they have to get through 12 cups in order to get to the next. He's not used to removing. Basically, our feet look weird to them. Good, good, good. Still
Your feet
making
look
me feel
weird to me too.
better. Oh. Tabuika, if you're talking about the introduction, he did go over to the big space yesterday, kind of like in the evening-ish, and they've been having a great time. How many paper cups do we have left in storage? So many. We'll probably put some little ones on the wish list soon, but we don't. We're still doing pretty good. It's a big toast for other toes.
What was the macaw drama yesterday? It was nice to see Awa in the K900 because right before we had to shut it off to her, she was getting pretty comfy. So it's nice that she didn't lose that, given that it's been several months. Right before Akila arrived, she was like, I'm good coming in. And then we were like, sorry.
Sorry.
We'll try again later. So it's nice seeing her so comfortable moving in and out of that space for sure. And it was nice seeing her approach the scale and being completely unfazed. So
We did see Akila nomming on the crate. We're gonna go check that out later to see if he's actually done some damage on it. We would like that crate in one piece. Which animal are they making treats for? I'm working on enrichment for the parrot. And then Kayla is working on enrichment for the chicken. Okay.
easy chickens, a good go-to reliable enrichment that they enjoy. Yeah, I didn't see the clip of Akila growling at Awa. I was there though, and I called her over because I saw it, and she redirected phenomenally well, which was very, very nice to see.
The wolf dog introduction was everything I wanted it to be. I genuinely don't think it could have gone better. I know I said it yesterday, but like the goal is not to have everything be like 100% perfect or friendly. Ideally, what we want to see, which we did see, is that they're able to communicate with one another, and that each individual is able to actually read the communication of the other and adjust accordingly. And they both did that really well. We anticipated that Ayla was going to come on a little strong, and Akila at multiple times kind of asked her to back off, and she did, which is awesome.
Roxer said Awa corrected Akila later too when he was playing with her while she was digging, just a small growl and bark, and he respected her after that.
Okay, I didn't see that, but that's awesome. So yeah, like things like that. Like it's not going to be 100%. They're best friends, but they need to be able to communicate with.
There's some growing pains.
Yeah, and Awa and Timber were
They're
like
learning
that
boundaries, and yeah, those growls are part of their communication with one another. So. Akila is a little tall. I do think we can raise that door a little bit more to help him out there. The hard part, I don't know if you guys can see it on the cam as well, but like the shift pen transition to the main enclosure, the ground comes up really quickly in the main enclosure. So when you're imagining being very tall, that he has to get through it, but the ground immediately comes up. So as tall as he is, it just makes it even harder for his height. So it does look a little awkward because it probably is a little awkward for him. Which is another reason why the human doors are still open for him. It's easy.
Once you stop trying to run through, that's okay. Doors are spooky.
Doors are spooky for a lot of animals. Birds of prey, everyone that I've ever worked with has had to be trained to go through a tight space like that.
Yeah. For a lot of dogs have issues, going through doors. So you see a lot of behavioral issues come out during transitions, like going through doors. Whether it's like a lot of jumpiness or barkiness or just hesitation, or they just kind of get crazy. For the macaws, littles. This will only have to 2 through 3 cups. They're gonna be a little nice for them.
All right. Chicken enrichment is done.
Yeah, so sometimes like going through doors for dogs, like sometimes it is the physical door because they know it means that they're gonna have to come closer to the person. Which if they're like an anxious or fearful dog, they don't like that. So a lot of issues can come out that way, or it's because they know it's a transition area, and transitioning from one environment to the other is hard sometimes. It's spooky. It's spooky. The outside is a lot different. The plant that hides the pond, I can snap some of the tops off. Whatever it is, maybe I'll take a picture of it so you can find out. It grows super fucking fast. Do we get to hug Stompy today? Maybe. I think after we're done making enrichment, Kayla's going to take you guys down.
We're going to split up today because we're a little short on time. Trudy's going up to the canines, crows, and marms, and I'm going down to the parrots, chickens, and who else is left? Wolf dogs?
And wolf dogs, yeah.
Do we have anything that definitely can't chew to pieces that we can put ice in? Litter boxes.
Are we gonna open the other guillotine? That's a good question. I guess I don't see why not. I mean, as Aquila seems to be going in and out fine through the one guillotine we have. So I don't know. I don't know if there is an argument to open the other one or an argument
Maybe next week.
against opening the other one.
We've
Makes a
talked
spooky
about
noise.
trying to do some training with them, so like having somebody work with them on the far end, and then having somebody else open and close those doors
To make it less spooky.
to make it less spooky. Because inevitably, like if we ever did have to shift them, they would have to be much closer to the doors when we are closing or opening them, and we don't want that to be scary. That's one of the reasons we didn't do more yesterday with the doors.
We knew every time we opened or closed the door, it would be a spooky thing that set us back just a little bit.
Yeah. But over the next couple of days, the staff shortage is very real. So probably won't open them anytime soon, just because with fewer staff here, the fewer doors that are open, the better in terms of emergency potential. So tomorrow it's just me. So no more doors will open today. This is insane ASMR on my phone, I bet. Okay. Ice? Wolf dogs? Big containers of ice?
I like it.
Do you think
Oh, yeah.
the ice machine has enough ice for 3 big containers?
I
It's a
think
pretty
so,
big
and then
ice
2
machine.
small ones because the Fox Enrichment was a little bit of ice. One time I filled that thing up with ice, so I don't know if we'll fill that up, but at least halfway.
Will you be okay / have enough time? I will be okay, and I will have enough time, only because there's no time limit. It will just take me however long it takes. So I suspect tomorrow will be a very long day, but everything that needs to get done will get done.
I did teach Lucas how to muck the pasture, so again, that is an option. You could be like, hey Lucas, can you muck the pasture? Our plan is to train, so obviously you guys saw Awa's recall, hers is pretty good. We really want to practice kind of doing recall at random times, so that was like really cool that it worked that one time. But a lot of times, like the animal knows what we expect of them during the training session. They know if I respond to my name right now, I'm gonna get a treat, but we want them to be able to respond to their name all the time, even if we don't have a treat. So just practicing name recognition and recall in just like a lot of different scenarios at different times, at times that they don't expect it. Ideally with recall, you try to get to a point where it's not really like operant conditioning. It's not like, if I do this, then I get a treat. It's more classical. Like they just hear their name and they don't know why they're running to you. They just are.
And I think
That's
a lot
the
of
goal.
places too, they like add, once you start to get a more reliable response, you start adding things to the environment to make the recall not necessarily harder, but like they have to decide then, right?
Yeah, like distractions.
So like if I were to give, like if someone were to toss them something exciting and I were to say Awa, like would she leave that exciting thing to come to Maine? And that's how you know you have a good recall. Which is especially important for like emergency situations, like because that's what you want. You like Shree said, you want that just like blind reaction to the recall.
You don't want them to think about it.
Pop quiz recall, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was nice. I got lucky yesterday because we. Thank you.
Thanks for the 9 months.
Winnie does have a good recall. What's nice about the Winnie's obviously is the cowbell, so like there's not a recall. Like if we have to have the cowbell on us. So like with Awa's being her name, it's something that any of us can do at any time that it's necessary. I did get lucky yesterday because I was holding a piece of enrichment, so I did have a reinforcer for her because we haven't intentionally trained her recall. She's just always done really well responding to her name, and we've taken advantage to just like give her bits for that in the midst of doing training for other things. But I was able to give her a little tidbit yesterday. But you might have known, like, I didn't give it to her immediately, and she actually went down. Like, I asked her to go down, and she sat down immediately, which was nice, too.
Top 5 recall responses. I would say Winnie's probably number 1. She hears that cowbell, and she's fucking coming. I don't think she's standing there being like, is it worth my time? She's fucking coming.
We made that worth her time.
Yes.
With a lot of grain.
Say Winnie's number 1.
I think Awa's is up there. Awa's is pretty good.
Is up there too.
Stompy's recall is actually, it's not urgent, but it is a
Response.
you see him like understand what's happening, which is nice. Definitely good that you guys started calling her Awa rather than Awa. I mean, Awa is just how it was how it was phonetically spelled out on the sheet. Like, it had, like, the pronunciation, like, in parentheses. I know, like, when we first found out about Awa and Timber, we just saw their names in text, and we called her Awa to begin with. And then when the paper arrived, the day they arrived, we realized we had been saying it wrong the entire time. Which makes, upon seeing her, though, it made a lot of sense, because she did respond to Awa pretty immediately when we got it right. So, is it possible to have a push pop recall? We plan on trying.
I've seen zoos. I guess it's more of like a place, but or like even with alligators, I've seen people like places they hold up a really big color, and the color is almost their like name or their like recall cue, and they see their color and they can't come up. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to teach push pop or recall. Okay, let's.
All right, these are for. I figure you'll just put lamb treats in here once you get out there.
Yay. All right, now carrots, chicken, wolf dogs. Marm's got 1 enrichment, and I might put everything else.
You may need the UTV for all of the ice buckets.
We're gonna get strong today.
Which one of Push Pop's 100 names would you use?
I don't think I want to call an alligator over to me. That's fair. What are the crows? Oh, the crows are getting. Okay, gotcha.
Happy camper, we're so glad you're here. Would Smush follow your training stick? Probably. But Push Pop is gonna have to. The hardest part about Push Pop is that so much of her like enriching things are always around her on the ground. So it'd be a good time. We have talked about like I think other facilities have used like colored cones for their tortoises. They have more than one in an enclosure. They use different cones, and then they each go to a station. So like. If we knew where she was, we could just go drop the cone.
Yeah.
And then, like, be like, let's go. She's just like...
That's the other thing with tortoises, like, especially, like, in Push Pop's enclosure, she's surrounded by food.
Yeah.
We would have to convince her that we have the good food.
We gotta figure out what's her favorite. And hope it's not one that's growing in front of her all the time.
At our old place... They only got zucchini or like yellow squash when they were being trained. I don't know, yeah. It'd be worth it to find out what.
I actually have wondered that. Like, if we, like, did, like, something that vibrated on the ground.
Yeah.
I've wondered.
You know, she doesn't like the hibiscus.
That will not be the recall snack. too. I was gonna get pouches. I gotta get pouches. Oh, marks. Do we want to give something else to the marks? That's what I was thinking. We just wanted to do a little like
puzzle feeder thing.
You have one?
I got one, yeah, for them. I put some in there and some just back in the box that they had from earlier.
We do a bracket test for Push Pop to find her favorite food. It would be fun. Is there a month that there's an alliteration for that?
For bracket?
Yeah, like March Madness, right? So like Push Pop something. What would we call it? One of Push's many names.
Richard Laker just resubscribed for 7 months.
Thank you.
That is not a thing.
Push Pop does a tier list. Yeah, we make a whole stream out of it.
I like it. We're always looking for stream ideas. Alright, I'm gonna
Push Pop
get
tier
a bunch
list.
of IDs.
Smush September. Every year we do brackets for Smush September. People can guess which one she's gonna like more.
It would be cute.
It would be cute.
It would be pretty cute.
All right.
Her eyes go wide at like, I don't know, the sight of something.
Mm-hmm.
Smush temper.
All right. I need pouches for chickens and.
Hello.
We got chat.
Hi, chat.
Chandler's here.
Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go grab some ice. I wanna go
Let's
see
head
what
out.
Apple did. I have my phone and my radio. Cool. Alright. Chat. Have fun.
Oh, we haven't cleaned Little Dogs.
You're not seeing the little guys.
Do we want to? It's a big space. So we say make sure they have fresh water,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow I can just have somebody on the radio nearby, and I'll just do it because I don't think I'm gonna get training wise tomorrow. It's pretty late.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, they'll be fine as long as they got fresh water.
Sweet.
Don't judge us, chat. Don't judge us. We want to get some little things in for them today. Shruti, we've been doing meds with them, obviously in the same space is a little bit different. And Shruti, sometimes with Akila, he's like, yeah, and then sometimes he's like, no. So she's gonna go back. We did it very intentionally today, was for her to go back to Little Dogs Alone, and I told her how I've done meds last night and this morning in hopes that it goes swell today. So yeah, now you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me. Yeah, right? Akila, he'll come around. It could also be because Shruti's the only one of the animal care staff that was there when they picked him up, which was, a little traumatizing because it was all new. He was being pulled down, and a vet was there poking and prodding, and Shruti was there, so there's probably a little bit of residual, just unsureness, if you will, from that experience. So, just taking a little longer to warm up to Shruti, but once he does, she'll be the favorite. And we all just watch Shruti thrive with the wolf dogs. It'll be great. Oh yeah, no, that's why we don't typically use the live pull with Akila. Because he doesn't probably have like a super positive association with it. Yeah, he likes Lindsay a lot. Lindsay spent a lot of time with him. So. Him and Lindsay are so funny on cams. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We had some mealworms for the chickens. All right, Betty, every time I come in over here, it does not immediately mean that there's going to be a snack for you, my dear. My goodness.
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
Are these the correct prints, and are they all with the correct?
They should all be with the correct.
So this is
That's
the ones that look like
George.
these.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them have piles of the other ones because they're just bonus, and I was like, I doubt the people receiving them will care that they don't have the white border, but every one of them should have at least one photo with the white border. If you have any questions, just like, you can literally just send me a text and I'll just be like, thumbs up.
Okay, well, then, thank you.
Yep. We ordered photos for I was in charge of ordering photos for the art auction, so they finally all came in, and I just like piled them all really quickly and like stacked them for Chandler, and now he's having to unstack my stack of piles of paintings and photos. And yes, Betty did get taken out of the chicken enclosure. Unfortunately, Betty was getting a little bit too pushed around for all of us to be comfortable with. So she is separated indefinitely for now. She has a few things, a few cuts on the back of her neck that we are working to heal. And at that point, we may consider a different type of introduction. It may not work. We've reached out to a lot of people who work with chickens, and sometimes chickens, one of the things that we learned was that sometimes chickens that are of a certain age group, which all of ours are, they're between 4 and 9 years old, can be very, very hard to introduce to one another. Nugget is definitely, I think, what a lot of people would call a bully chicken. And there were some people that advised us that were like, sometimes we just recommend that you rehome the bully chicken, which is not an option for us. Nugget won't be going anywhere. But she is most definitely a bully, and she's quite relentless. So unfortunately for Nugget, I think in order for her to live with other chickens, she has to be the lowest on the totem pole in the chicken hierarchy that is that enclosure. So we are still looking for other chickens. Yeah, Nugget is still, I love Nugget so much. She's entirely a problem, but I love her. Yeah, I don't believe, like, my interpretation of the situation was that Oliver was not the problem. It was entirely Nugget. So, and I think that's why, oh yeah, no. I think a lot of the times Nugget would actually create a situation where Oliver felt the need to come in and intercede, and then he would mount Betty after. So he would just add to a problem that already had been started. But sometimes I don't think without Nugget initiating that interaction, Oliver wouldn't have just spontaneously reacted that way, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
I'm gonna take the bleach from Wolfdog so you can have this one.
Okay, thank you. So it got the worst. From what I understand, I was not here when it happened, but I think Nugget got inside where Betty was and was able to corner Betty inside. So Betty didn't have a way out, and Oliver wasn't there to intercede. So unfortunately, Nugget did quite a number on Betty, which is why Betty is up here now, because we just don't trust Nugget to stop bullying. So there's a lot of different things that we've listened to, and a lot of it is really challenging because, like, obviously, like, slow introductions are good, and it's what we typically try to do. And I think in here we had an inkling of that it was maybe going to be an issue, because like they were around each other in here constantly, and they were supervised in here together. And, you know, we tried to reinforce for seeing and walking separately and things like that. And I think there's just an extent to maybe where it was not going to help. Betty does bully Polly, not as severely as Nugget bullies either Betty or Polly. I don't think it's out of the question that that Betty and Polly could be introduced in a way that works for them. It's it's certainly not something that we've ruled out. But in terms of adding chickens to the other enclosure, I think what we're hoping is that we can get a group of maybe 2 or 3 that already know each other and are comfortable with one another, and then have and guys, this is me just thinking out loud. So none of this has been set in stone. None of it has been confirmed. None of it. But essentially, we'd have a separate pen in there, and we'd put the new group in there, and they would all kind of coexist separately but together for a while before we opened. And that way they already knew each other, had kind of a little cohort introducing them to Oliver, Nugget, and Henrique. So yeah, Betty being pulled the other day was a really, I think, tough day for all of us. And I think it made going into the wolf dog introduction a little bit stressful because we all felt like we really just needed a win. So it's been a crazy week. I said to Connor literally like last night, I was like, man, I know it's only been like 3 days since I came back from my 1 day off, but it feels like it's been 10. So I say just throw more chickens at the problem and see what happens. You know what's crazy, Merger, is that I was like, I think in this instance it might be the solution. Like, I do think more chickens is the solution. I just don't know. We just have to make sure we do it correctly. But yeah, there's a chance for maybe Betty and Polly. Polly did live with Henrietta before Henrietta passed away, who was a larger chicken. But Henrietta was like very, very just mild-mannered. It's why we removed her from the enclosure previously as well, because she just like stopped trying to integrate. Where like Betty, when she was down there, was still trying to go outside, and she was like existing on her own for parts of the day and doing quite okay down there during a lot of the day. Henrietta just stopped. She just would not leave that inside space, would not leave that nest box. So, I for real felt like I've seen you working for like 10 days straight. It does feel like I've been here for a long time. You're gonna see a lot of me the next couple of days. Yeah, Henrietta passed away a good while ago. We are perhaps a little short-staffed. There is a lot going on. It's all good things, but it's a lot going on. Yeah, no, I've said a lot. I feel like the one thing that I've said so often in the past like few weeks is that like chickens, for being like social animals, are sure as hell very picky. Well, everybody, when we were introducing Betty, it was funny because everybody was like, I've had chickens for so many years and I've never had this problem. And I was like, well, you have good chickens. I feel like that's like me when I talk about my cats like being really, really good at the vet. I'm like, my cats have never had an issue. They're perfect angels. And every veterinarian is like, your cats are the exception, not the rule. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we just have the exception chickens. Social but picky sounds just like me. I'm antisocial and I'm picky. So how's that for a winning combination? Yeah, adding them to a new space is also, it's definitely a stressor, even though it's like a good space. That's worth noting. And when you're watching Akila's interactions, like, you know, with Awa, knowing that he's new to that space is also, even though it's, you know, a good thing, it's still a stressor in the fact that it is unknown. So that could certainly add to the dynamic in the chicken enclosure for sure. Yeah, I think Oliver was just doing what roosters do. And I think the hardest thing about Oliver, it doesn't have anything to do with his behavior, so much as he's just big. He's just a big rooster. Maya took some incredibly beautiful photos of Oliver yesterday. But yeah, I think he's a solid guy. He's just a good rooster. The last time I took one of my cats to the vet, Claire, she's my most adventurous cat. I always let her out before the vet comes into the room, and she's just like walking around. She tries to open every single drawer and cabinet in the space. Oliver and Henrique are very close in size. Depending on the time of year, Henrique can outweigh him slightly every so often. So Oliver usually hangs out around 3,000 grams. Henrique occasionally will get up to 3,100, but typically she sits around 2,900 to 3,000 grams. So they are both very big chickens. Just for perspective, Betty, the other day when I brought her back up, I weighed her to make sure that she hadn't lost weight down there. That was one of our concerns for all of them. And I actually would like to get a weight on Nugget as well, though I think Nugget is doing just fine down there. She looks great. She's stressed occasionally and sporadically runs very fast. But as far as like her feather condition and her coloring, it's much better down there. And I know she knows where the food is, so I'm not worried about Nugget. But for reference, like Betty, when I got her back up here, she weighed 1840, and Nugget usually weighs anywhere between, she actually probably weighs less than Betty right now. Before she went down, she was like she was 1,700 or so. She swings up to like 1,900. I have all of my cat crates. Well, I have 3 cat crates just in my living room, and one of my cats eats almost every meal in his crate. And then I leave the doors open, and he goes in it like freely. Like almost all of them will go in and just take naps in the crate, which is really nice. It is funny. We do all of our weighing in grams because it's more accurate. It's a more accurate measurement. Look. We go in. Let me make sure I've got all my stuff. I need to make sure I've got a Target. Go see the chickens. Target. Oh, we got... I needed one more thing. Oh, Serrano. That's what I needed. Where is it? It's over here. We're actually not going to see the wolf dogs. Shrudi's going up there today. Shruti has the longer day here today. So I've been here since 7:30. So I'm leaving in like an hour to go to yoga. And because Shruti has the late shift, I am taking stream. So no wolf dogs for you. I'm sorry. You'll see them after we're done. Do you put your cats in crates when you leave? Yeah. All of our cats are crated when we go to the vet. All 5 of them. Yoga's going great. I love yoga. I love yoga so much. It forces me to not think about anything but the overwhelming amount of work that yoga is, which is really nice. I've been doing yoga probably for about 1.5 years. Today, I'm going to a heated vinyasa class. The room is set to 85, which is a very reasonable temperature, I think, for a heated class, which is nice. Do I ride horses? I do not. I'm very allergic to horses. I actually think that doing hot yoga, like heated yoga, has really helped me adjust to working outside in the heat because I focus so much on my breathing in that class. So sometimes when I get hot, if I just focus on my breathing, I can do pretty well. Did you guys see Siren try to attack Connor today? She did her best. She really went for it. She got a hold of something and he tried like hopping and I was scared. I was very scared. I was very worried, but she seems okay. There's a no smoking sign for contractors because some of them insisted on smoking, even though it is very, 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 very bad for humans, but especially for birds. Birds have extremely sensitive respiratory systems. Don't. Oh, I don't. It was during our secret meeting. Siren was just like, she was ready. All right. Let's see. All right, we got a target. Hi, Mia. Siren and I spent a lot of time together earlier. We were down here for a long time. A long time. Hi, Mia. Okay. Boop, boop. All right. Let's see. Okay. Who first? Want to come down? How do you feel about the camera being this close? Boop, boop, boop. Can you step up? That's so nice. That's very nice. Do you want a seed? Mia is in her I want to know enrichment. Oh, let's do this one. Better. Do you want? I want no reinforcements. I care not. But sometimes I like to fly. Would you like a walnut? No, does not care. Would you like to come back up? That's very nice. She back. Okay. Hello. You ready? That's nice. Wow, okay. Why are we sneezing? You don't need to sneeze. Okay. Definitely happy with the wolf dog introductions. The chicken introduction could have gone better, but we are coping. Thumbs up. Okay, Siren. Hi, Birdie. Has Siren lost weight recently? A very little bit. She was at like 410 for a hot minute, but 390 is still very, very good for Siren. When I first started, we could not get her. Sorry, a little hiccup, guys. Just trying to get that on. There we go. We were trying really hard. Can I check your bottoms of your toes? Ready? I know there's a lot going on, huh? Yeah, can I check? Very nice. Good. Yeah, we're looking at the bottoms of your toes. We could not get her to stay above 350 for anything. Very good. Good. Hi. It's very nice. Good job. Okay. Siren toes for free? For free! All right. So, chat, we've started recently introducing Mia and Siren to colored balls to train them to differentiate between blue and red. So we're gonna see how she feels about this one today. Hi. You coming over? Come on over. Yeah. We're gonna talk about blue. How's that sound? Blue? Good. Yeah. Blue. Good. Blue. Good. Oh, she's indifferent. She's like, I've had enough. I did it 3 times and now I'm done. Siren? What you doing? I love you. Good. Yes, birds can see colors. I think Dr. Julie talked about it today even, about birds' ability to see colors. I love you. I love you. Good. Hey, Siren. Kissing. Wait for her to finish eating. Siren. Kissing. Beautiful. Key spin. All the way. All the way. Good. Hi, Mia. Heave ho. Good. Hi, Birdie. Good. Hi, Mia. What you doing? You doing so good? Thank you for saying hello. That's very nice. Oh, decided it was worth taking a walnut. That's very nice. How about blue? Good. Blue? Good. Very good job. Yes, good job. Yeah, all done. One more? Blue? Good. Good job. Blue. Will using red as one of the training colors be confusing with a red target stick? I don't think so. One of the things that's really nice about blue, the target stick is that, oh, do you not want the walnut piece? You want a seed instead? Okay, this will be your last one. Here you go. Want this? Very good. Is that with the target stick, you'll notice we say target, but really the cue, like we can phase out saying target, and the cue just becomes the ball at the end of the stick. But it's a lot different than
Can you show? Good. A lot different than the ball that we use for colors. It should not be a problem. Blue? Good. Tico said hi recently. That's cool. I haven't heard that. Target training is just a really easy, it's just a really easy behavior to start with. Blue, good. There's a certain level of like distance that you can keep, so you're not like it's not a very intrusive behavior. It's very easy for animals to pick up on, just kind of like with a natural curiosity, because if you do it correctly. And you introduce something to an animal space, they may have like a natural inclination to just kind of check it out. And that's the behavior that you want. You're just saying like, you're just presenting something, and if they go make contact with the target, you're like, good, that's all I'm looking for. And then you can build on that behavior. It becomes a good skill that you can utilize to move them places, to get them comfortable with new things. It's a good behavior to fall back on if you have an animal that maybe you're trying something new with that's a little bit challenging. You can throw in a couple targets to keep their confidence up. Blue, good. So it's kind of a good, easy behavior that they can feel very successful at, which builds confidence. And then for animals like the macaws, it gives you an opportunity to kind of like set kind of a vibe or just kind of an atmosphere for training that can kind of like bring the energy down a little bit where the macaws are concerned, because they're just a very like reactive, like the energy that you bring is going to affect how they respond to you. So doing something like the target, which is a very like relaxed, you're just asking them to like gently tap, can really like set a tone for a session, which is also very nice. I hope that answered your question. Blue? Good. This method, very similar to what they did at World Bird. It's also a method that I used to train a vulture that I was working with at AEF to do colors. Blue? Good. Very similar. We don't do rehab work here. This is Alveus just houses non-releasable animals, so they've already been deemed non-releasable. So it can be really challenging. We're a pretty small organization to do rehab work and non-releasable work, just because like rehab work is intensive. And to anyone who does rehab work, if there's anybody here in chat who does it, my hat's off to you. Rehab work is very, very hard. It's hard physically, it's hard mentally, it's exhausting, it's emotional. Blue? Good. Yeah, we've all done, I think a lot of us have done rehab work in the past. It's just hard. It's very challenging. The moms were kind of rehabbed, but it was pretty. Blue? Good. I kept that one really easy, didn't I? Yes, I did. We're gonna switch hands now, chat. You ready, Mia? Blue. Good. Good job. Where are we going? Blue. Good. Ready? Blue. Oh. Blue. One more try. Blue. Good. You ready? Really? Blue. Okay, do you see something on my finger that you want? Is that what it is? Blue. Good. Lot going on, chat. Mia. Blue. Good. She's trying to go towards more of my fingers, so I'm wondering if there's something on this hand that she's picking up on, or she just knows the treats are in that hand. Look, empty hands. Last one. If you get it correctly, I want you to end on a high note. Blue. Think about it. Blue. What you think? Which one's blue? Blue. Blue. Good. Did so good. Okay. All right. Call time. Did I weigh Mia? I don't even remember. I did, didn't I? I just don't remember. Siren was like 396. Can I weigh you one more time? Thanks. What a dream. I know I did weigh you. I just don't remember. Chunk. 485. Wow. Wow. She didn't take snacks for it, though. All right, let's see how the macaws feel today about anything. Sometimes they're excited, and sometimes they're like, nah, man. We're going to take off my hat. We're just going to keep it real simple. Tico Miley! Does anybody want to come down? What do we think? Miley initially was like, huh? Miley? What do you think, ma'am? Oh. So you'll see Miley's really, really good with the target. She's very gentle. With Tico, you'll see me intentionally hold it a little further away from her so that she cannot grab the target stick. So I am trying to show her that she need only tap it. But you'll see Miley, I can hold it much closer, and she does not have that same response that Tico does. Thank you for coming down, sweet girl. Poop? That was the tiniest poop I've ever seen. You want to come over? Yeah. You did so good. Thanks for coming down. Very good. She says, I would like a treat, but I would not like to participate today. But I did come down. Tico, you want to come down? What do you think? What do you think, Tico? Tico says, it's not my fave. I'm not super stoked about the idea. Can you guys read Tico's body language right now? Being like, no. I got big feelings. Hi, Miley. Welcome back. Can you target? Good. Thank you for coming down, Tico. You'll also notice that I hold my hand a little further from Tico because she does things like that, which is unnecessary. Hunchy and crabby. Yep. And we're working on that. Like, I want Tico to be excited. I want her to want to work with us. Yeah. Can you say yes, Tico? Yes. How about yes? No. Cute target. Good. Target. Good. Good, Tico. Good. 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 But you'll definitely notice that, like, we can be a lot more excitable with the little parrots. And even when that happens, as excited as they tend to get, we can still power through a session pretty well. But with the macaws, if you come in, good, really high energy, sometimes it knocks you off course a little bit. Good job, Tico. Good. Can I see a foot? Big, nice foot. Good. Good job. Very good. How about you, Tico? Can I see that foot for you? The macaws need a nail trim. I've been talking to Connor about planning a spa day for them. They're not going to love it, but it does need to happen. Is your other foot? Good. Good job, Miley. How about your other foot, Tico? Good. It's good. I saw you pick it up. You're in kind of a tough spot on the branch. Good job. How about this foot? Good. Good job. They're gonna get swaddled. Yeah. Definitely for these guys. We are working, you've seen me work on voluntary nail trims with both Siren and Mia, and they're both very, very good about it. But obviously I'm not very eager to be lifting up the macaw feet. Tico, can you say no? Good. Good job, Tico. Yeah. Did she kind of say yes? Say yes. I saw you kind of nod your head there. Are you showing me your wings? Good. Sometimes also with the macaws, you guys might see that I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt on behavior. So even if they give me something that I don't cue, I won't try to distract them for too long before I give them the cue that they're offering me, because I don't want them to get too frustrated with me. Wings? Wings, Tico? Good, Miley. How about a foot, Tico? Good. And sometimes maybe that's just what they want to do. Who knows? Good job. Good job. Good job. Actually, remarkably, is that wings? Wings? You just offered them. You can go for wings. Wings. Good, Miley. Remarkably, these guys all handle, Tico, can you say no? Good. All handle being caught up very briefly, really, really well. Are you dancing? Are you dancing? Yeah. Give them both a hazelnut. Thank you for participating today. It was very nice of you. It was very simple, very short, very sweet. We had a great time, I hope. Tico's got her eye shape is really good right now. Her feathers are slicked back. She does have her head a little bit low, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with where we landed on that one. So we're gonna call it a day and let her just have a very good time. But yeah, no, they do handle it really well, and remarkably, none of them are really screamers, which is nice. Flying training, we've kind of, because the macaws are so inconsistent right now with their interest, and because they're both a little bit into each other most recently, separating them, you'll notice the few times recently that I've pulled Miley off because she's willing. She's always very eager to go back to Tico. So our sessions have been really short. So not as much flight training currently. I need to talk to Lucas. I actually mentioned it to him today about building the perches that I would like to build for them to enable us to do more flight training that will hopefully be more encouraging in terms of them being comfortable with taking short hops and flights. So that's on our list of things that needs to get done. Yeah, there are definitely birds that if you catch them up, they scream. And it's an experience. Gio Louise, I hope that something helps with that training. It can be very hard to train very high or reactive animals, just like high energy animals, because sometimes it's just hard to get them to focus on something long enough to communicate anything to them. So like trying to meet them where they are in that respect can be very challenging. Yeah, no two individuals are the same. And that's one of the things that we've always talked about with like birds that we've, when Connor and I were at AEF and I worked at Dollywood, We had a red tail that did a lot of flying in our show, and one of the people that we worked with really wanted another red tail to do the exact same behaviors. And it's just hard to expect two individuals sometimes to react the same way. So we ended up doing a completely different routine for that other red tail, because just it wasn't for him. It's like even the same species, animals can be really, really different. And it can be it's really challenging. It's 100% a lot of training with humans. It's actually the reason Shruti comes from she was a dog trainer. And one of the things that scares me the most about that, as somebody who has never been a dog trainer for a very specific reason, is that it's just as much about training the people as it is about training the animal. And training people, I think sometimes, even though you speak the same language, can be much, much harder. So yeah, my hat's off to anybody who does that as well. I did work at Dollywood. I did the Bird of Prey shows at Dollywood. Every enclosure does deserve a waterfall. I'm trying really hard to die on that hill, actually. So. Yeah, Connor and I lived in Sevierville, Tennessee for about 6 years. Everyone who's been to Dollywood, everybody had the cinnamon bread. That's the best part. Yeah, that's right, Siren. Dude, Stompy Splashpad is going to be a human enclosure or a human waterfall as well. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the animals in Alaska. Are you talking about specific animals that we worked with? There's a red fox named Jade and a grizzly bear named Hugo. And I can't wait to see them both. I can't wait. KT not cool. Yep. That sounds right. I would say that we're doing something right if you're thinking of us when you drive by Eagle's Nest. I think we're doing something right. Heck yeah. All right. We got to go see some chickens because it's almost 4 o'clock. Hugo's a great name for a grizzly. Yeah, it is. And she's the best. She's the cutest little grizzly bear in the entire world. When I lived in Alaska, I used to go sit at the bear enclosure at night and peel clementines for her because she wouldn't peel them for herself. You love the reels they post of Hugo? Yeah! Will you take any pics of Hugo? Of course! Yep. Connor and I are very excited to go back to where we met so many years ago. Bye, Mia! Love you. Polar bears are giant. Some grizzly bears are actually, they're not as giant, not often as giant as people think they are. That's a kind of a neat fact about grizzlies. They're still giant. All right, don't get me wrong. But grizzlies tend to be found inland. So their diet tends to consist of small animals, but a lot of fruits and berries and roots. Versus brown bears on the coast have access to salmon and other fish, so they tend to be a bit bigger. Fun fact. I would have to I gotta look up the raccoons. We are not currently really too worried about the bird flu, just because we haven't had many reports of it close to us right now. But so right now we're not worried about stuff. But if we do worry about Stompy, he will be relocated to the session yard, which sounds like a good time. How cold is it in Alaska? I mean, I think the highs when we're there are going to be about 50, which sounds like a dream, honestly. that's awesome. Thank you. And I love that for you. Heck yeah. Chickens. Look at these cuties. All right. Who's going up the ramp? There's air conditioning inside. All right, guys, this is just the view you're gonna have today. Come on. She's so good. Henrique has been very wary of the ramp the last couple of times. Good. Good job, sweet girl. Yeah, you should probably center yourself on the ramp. Good. Good job, sweet girl. It is air conditioned inside. Would be nice, no? Hi, Oliver. Yeah, it's warm. Good. Good job, sweetie. She's amazing. Oh. Good. Oliver. Good. What if I put him up here? Come on. You can do it. She's amazing. She's getting up here. I'll pick you up in a second, chat. I'm going to put these up here for you. Come on up. You can do it. It's air conditioned in there. And you have little nest boxes and it's so nice. And I would love for you to get comfy going in there. It would be so nice. Come on. You can do it. Good. Come on. Look at this good chicken. Come on. For free. No target necessary. Go ahead, sweet girl. You can do it. Enrique's a really good chicken. She's just solid. And she's stunning. She's a beautiful chicken as well, but she's so good. Good job, sweet girl. All right, you want to come back down? Hold on, chat. I'm gonna put you down for a second. Just make sure she's okay. Good job. So brave. That was so good, sweet girl. That was so good. Yeah. Good job. Very good. That was so graceful. Did you see that, Jack? It was beautiful. She did so good. Come on over here. Good. Yeah, is this how it's going to be? Good. You're good. Come on up. Come on. Good job. Hi, Oliver. Good. She knows what I'm after. Come on up. You can do it. Good. So brave. Good. Come on up. Doing so good. Come on up. Come on up, gorgeous. You got this. Good job. Yeah, future collabs in the chicken enclosure are gonna be awesome. Come on up. You can do it. You're okay. Go on. No pressure. Good job, gorgeous. There's a baby crow in our yard, and I don't know if it's injured. You're good, lady. Good job. What does the baby crow look like? Does it have feathers at all, or does it have downy feathers? Does it have pin feathers where like you can tell that its adult feathers will be growing in, or are growing in, but maybe haven't come out of their sheaths yet? They might have like a waxy coating on the feathers. Because depending on, good, Oliver. Depending on, yeah, I was gonna say thank you for the link there for like if you found an animal, what do you do? Birds, especially crows, can be especially challenging if you bring in a young crow. They imprint very easily. Depending on what age they are, it could be totally fine for that little one to be on their own. And depending on like the parents could be close by if it's a fledgling age. Might just still be getting used to its wings. And it is easy to do more harm than good if when you're picking up a bird. So if it's not in immediate danger, like if you're worried about like if it's out in the sun or something like that, you could just move it nearby to a shady spot or something like that. But typically would call to make sure that you have the right response. It is a myth. I know this isn't something we talk about frequently, but it is a myth that if you touch a baby bird, that the mother will abandon it if she smells you. That is a myth. Hey, sweetie. Come here, sweet girl. How you doing? Just reminding Nugget that it's okay sometimes to... You're okay, Henrique. Focus. You're all right, sweetie. You're okay. Be nice to her. Yeah, a lot of people are told that when they're young, but most birds don't rely on a sense of smell for a lot of things. The turkey vulture has a very, very strong sense of smell, but most birds don't rely on a sense of smell. They rely mostly on their eyesight, most species. So, not something that you need to worry about. Hey, Nugs. See if I can put these over here for them and see if we can get Nugget to do a little bit of work. And then maybe at least do the hay bags for Shruti. Oliver, man, sir, man, sir. Nugget? Nugget knows she can go inside. She's been inside. Here, sweetie. You want some mealworms over here? Come on over, baby. There you go. She's a good chicken. She's a high anxiety chicken. I can relate. Let's give them their enrichment. That was really good work for Henrique. It's the most responsive she's been in a minute for like training wise. She did really well just then. Proud of her. Chicken enrichment. We feed the chicken eggs to other ambassadors. So we'll make hard-boiled eggs, we'll make scrambled eggs. I really like to make like little quiche type things for the crows and foxes where like you mix in their veggies. Oh, my bad. Okay, let's put the last one over here. Come here, Nugs. Come here, sweetie. There you go. Oliver's so excited. He's so excited. Little toy. He says, I get to tug it, I get to kick it. It's my favorite. And I get snacks. The holes were here. They're just there. I'd have to read about touching mammals. I would not want to steer you wrong on that one. I know the bird one is in there. Good job, Henrique. Good nugget. She's so dainty. Yum. Happy chickens. All right, let's go fill up some hay bags. Sorry, Nugget. All right. These guys are good. Betty is in the nut house. So the enrichment is just some, oh, okay, we're struggling. Hold on, there we go. Okay, so the enrichment is essentially, there's a paper cup in there, and inside the paper cup there's some chicken scratch, and then there's like a little like harvest seed blend that's got like little seeds, it's got a couple peanuts, it's got sunflower seeds. So there's a little bit of all the good stuff mixed in with some of their scratch just for volume's sake. So as they, and then there's just like the paper with the holes in it stretched across the top. So as they kick it and shake it, things will fall out. And then it becomes a forage feeding tool. So it gets spread out on the ground and then they have to pick things up off the ground. Yeah. Happy chickens. It's good stuff. Okay, we've got a lot of tools now down here for cleaning the chickens. Lots of tools. Okay. Oliver's little kicks are so cute. Yeah, he's a cute guy. He needs his spurs trimmed. It's on our list. Oliver is a big chicken. He's a big rooster. They're all open mouth breathing because he's getting hot. They gotta go inside. We do have Brazilian nuts that we try to feed the parrots. They don't really like them, which I find incredibly rude. My ever-growing list. Yeah, we got long lists of things to do. There's always more to do. You're never doing everything that you need to be doing, which is always frustrating. So. Chickens moved Thursday, I believe. Was the day they moved. It is a bit rude. I feel like I really have not been cranking through the projects. I've just been continuing to make sure that all of the animals get fed. Also, this morning I couldn't close the dumpster, so I should go empty the wheelbarrow into the dumpster, but I'm also just considering doing it tomorrow morning. I have another wheelbarrow right here. I can dump them both in the morning. Okay. Let's go see the donk boys. Woo! Dropped the bleach. My bad. Betty's doing a lot better in the nut house. Her neck was just in rough shape and none of us felt comfortable with the direction it was going. So, yeah, sometimes you're just treading water. That's the story of my entire life. We had talked about, yeah, it's a tomorrow, Caleb. I think what Connor and Maya found out yesterday will be leaked at some point. I'm not going to leak it though, but it is exciting. We wouldn't incubate any of these eggs because we wouldn't be able to tell easily what would be males and females. And if we ended up with more roosters, we'd be real sad. So I think sometimes when you're in an animal care field, treading water is just the feeling. All right. Okay. Serrano and Jalapeno both earlier were like very, very into just scritches. They were just very into it. Look at those legs. There's no flies on them. That's amazing. It's nice. He's like, you got grain? Can I get that hay off your face? No. No thanks. Hi, buddy. Hi. Nice squitch. I think he likes this scratch. Here to ruin it. That's rude. Look at Winnie just looking. Looking. All right, that hay bag, pretty full. That hay bag down there, pretty full. That hay bag there, still looks pretty full. Their favorite hay bag, empty looking. Stompy, I filled this literally this morning and Stompy immediately took a bath in it. Ridiculous. Win? Sin a win? Windy Lou Moo? You got flies on your face, we'll work on that. I am allergic to the horse and the cow. I am allergic to the donkeys as well. Yeah, I only have a couple minutes. That's why we're just gonna fill hay bags for Trudy, and then hopefully she won't mind coming down and doing some fly spray. But we'll do what I think is, gosh, how many? Can you please? Can you please? I have nothing in this hand. Why am I not opening this lock? Please. Why are you like this? Why? He's in the way. Oh my gosh. That's my shirt! It's unnecessary. Please. Okay. All right, we got there. My gosh. All right. Oh. Sorry, Win. You're doing a great job. All right, there we go. I gotta fill up some hay bags real quick. Oh gosh, almighty. This. Okay. Sarah is in everyone's business. Everyone's business all the time. All right. Sir, please. Okay. All right, chat, I'm leaving you up there to supervise. Be right back. Excuse me, Stomp. Thank you for the bits. I think that's what just happened. Thank you for the bits. We working. Oh, Connor's leaving. What? He didn't even tell me. Rude. Oh, they're recording tonight. Never mind. Not rude. It's a little rude. It's fine. Oh no, everyone left you? I'm sorry. Serrano, hey back. Albino, you want to stay back? Come here. Come here, you goob. My sweet boy.
Mini girl cheer 100.
You guys are so nice. Okay. Oh my gosh.
2019 Bolland just resubscribed for 7 months.
Resubscribing for 7 months. That's crazy. That's like until next year. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay. We got 2 hay bags left, chat. 2 left. We've got 1, 2, 3. We technically have 4 out down here, but one of them's only like half full. So, and then we've got the 2 over there. It's like they have a lot of hay out, but I'll probably fill up the favorite one, Winnie's favorite one. Oh, did somebody?
Brainboxed cheered 500 bits. Feed.
Oh. Whoever was talking about getting lost in a town they don't frequent without their phone working, that is actually trauma inducing. I like the other day realized that like within the last like 10 years, like when I graduated from college, a couple of my friends and I, like we just went to Europe. We didn't have a plan. We didn't have a phone that like worked unless it was hooked up to Wi-Fi. We didn't have maps. We just like got those like paper ones from the hostel and we were like, best of luck. And that to me sometimes is crazy. You're like, what? That's wild. Hey, Win. It's just plain crazy. And now in retrospect, I'm like, no. I can't believe I did that. We got lost in like Positano in Italy for like hours. We had no clue where we were and no clue where our hostel was. No idea. Positano's not even that big. Maybe it was. Maybe I just remember it wrong. Who knows? It was a long time ago. Back in my day. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, no, getting lost in Amsterdam is so real. The way that and they make it sound so easy. Cause like it all kind of is like loosely a circle, but also like you're like, but it's kind of also like in block form in a circle. So it just ends up being extra confusing. Maybe that's just me as well. But yeah, Amsterdam was a heck of a place to like wander around in. That was one of the places we went. Back in my day, phones were just for calling and texting. Exactly. Printing out MapQuest directions, 100%, and then writing them down as well. I had handwritten ones for like, look for this exit. Like, those were the days, man. I don't know what the date of the next P.O. box is. Whoa, sorry, Jen. Timber. My apologies. You just really, you went for a dive there. Woo. Man. This is sudden. Just chaos. Apologies. That was brutal. It's a little spontaneous theme park ride there. Okay. Yeah, owie indeed. It did sound like it hurt. All right. We're just filling both of these up. If they're still filled in the morning, it's just one less thing I got to do tomorrow morning. And that's what I'm going with. I'll probably just eat it all and I'll have to fill them all up anyway, but it's fine. It's totally fine. You need to report a workman's comp claim. That's fair. It was quite a fall. The case fell off and everything. You didn't have a chance. How often do we get new hay in? Often. Probably once a month. We get 40 bales. It's a lot of hay bales to stack. It's exhausting. Exhausting. Yeah, we were naked. You were. For a second there. I saw it. All right. Oh, what's happening? Oh, there we go. Thoughts on progress or regression of some of the Shire animals' ability to participate in collabs? Let me like process that question real quick. I think a lot of it, there's so many variables that go into an animal on any given day with their willingness to participate. And one of the things that's really nice about Alveus is that, like, thank you for resubscribing. There's no pressure on any of the animals at any time to participate, right? So like they really have like full autonomy over that decision at all times. And they know that. But like, I would say it's really hard to even get a consistent idea of like, in terms of like specifically as it relates to collabs, because we've had so much construction that has affected particularly like, wow, really? When? Animals like, the two that come to mind are coconut and reed, which I think is probably two that also came to your mind as well. With the chins, a lot of it has to do with like the fact that the chickens have lived in the nut house for months at this point. And like when we bring the parrots up when they're enclosure, that's going to be an added stressor for them. So I think like it's very, very difficult. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yay! Okay, what was the last thing you heard? There's just a lot of things that it's very hard to determine like the cause of like those changes in behavior when there's so many that are out of our control. I would think and read and how some days they're super willing to participate and other days they're just not. Lucky for us, there's never a time when we have to. There's no way for us to make them do that. So they have a lot of autonomy here to make that decision for themselves, which means that sometimes when there's a lot going on, they just don't. And I think a lot of animals that are very shy rely a lot on consistency and routine. So sometimes when we have a lot going on that that prevents us from being really consistent, it can be a lot harder for them. So I hope that makes sense. Oh yeah, it can be very difficult to convince people that the way that they show love is not the way that every animal wants to receive love. And it is one of my biggest pet peeves. We are gonna put some fly spray on Winnie's face real quick. I'm taking the phone with me this time so it doesn't die, so you can still hear me. And then we're just gonna throw some of these everywhere. I don't know if they can, I'm a little worried that they're gonna eat the paper. I'm gonna be honest. I might not give them to you. Give them to the pasture kids. Hey, Lynn. Serrano is a known paper eater. Okay, yeah, we won't give it to them. We'll just take them. Hey, Lynn, can I put this on your face? Just a little fly spray. Like, okay. You get to see how we've been doing. Oh, that's a good looking cow. Okay. Hi. Yep. Yep. Good job.
Area 17 just resubscribed for 12 months.
Thank you for resubscribing. Aggressive Winnie pets. Ugh. That's a nice win. Ooh, okay. Okay. Wow. All right. There we go. She's enthusiastic. She loves eating. I get it. All right. She actually doesn't really have any flies in there, so sorry, Try. You may have been fly sprayed just then. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go put these back and then say bye, Winnie. Bye. Okay. It's crazy that she's hungry. There were so many hay bags out, chat. He's mad. Wow. That was crazy, sir. Those are some big feelings. Would you like a treat for your troubles? Here. Come here. Come here. Good news. Stompy's here. What you doing? Do you want these? Okay. All right, this is the last thing we're doing. And then I gotta go, it's 4:30. I got like 15 minutes to get changed and get out of here. You go. Treats for you. That's nice. I don't have treats for you. Just... Do you want to hug Stompy? Here. Stompy hug. Hey, Stomp. Oh. Okay. All right. I hope you all had a good time today. Okay. We still got to walk up to the top, but we're getting there. It's almost done. Like I said, I'm gonna let Trudy know that Serrano is a paper eater. Okay, we're going. We're walking up the hill. The hay bags are full. Sorry. Face full of gate. Okay. Put that up there for Trudy. A boop for the road. Boop. A boop for the road. Maybe? Anything? 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 No. Okay. Love you. Let's turn off the water. Oh yeah, that's nice clean water. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh yeah, that's satisfying. I would like to be in that water. Okay. Oh, he's still coming. He says that wasn't enough. One handful of treats. He doesn't know Shrudi's coming back out. He's gonna be so happy. I think Stompy's pretty smart. Now, you know what happens at the end of my hot yoga class? My instructor passes out a lavender scented washcloth that's wet that's been sitting in a fridge to get freezing cold. And then I put it across the top of my face and I try not to fall asleep because it feels so good. And I really feel like I've earned it, you know? Just earned it. Oh, okay, enough of that. Okay, here we go. So, yeah. No. My instructor's great. She's great. And she walks through everything so nicely. And she builds up on the whole flow. And then right before we do the whole thing in its entirety, like 4 times, and I almost die, she goes, break is over. And at the very end, she makes up for it by giving me an ice cold lavender washcloth that feels so nice. Okay. All right. Okay. We're back. Hi, Shruti. Okay, the only... It's pretty toasty. Okay. The only thing I did not do down there is fly spray. So there's so many hay bags out. I brought my water bottle back. I didn't pass these out because everyone in chat is like, Serrano's a known paper eater.
So that was mine and Amanda's concern too. I was like, do we think they're going to eat it?
So
if multiple people are having that thought, I'm down to it.
but all good. He was very much like, where's my food? So he'll be super stoked to see you. I did put fly spray on Winnie, it's just the donks.
Betty's eating produce.
Heck yeah, Betty. What a dream. Okay, chat. Are you guys ready to go back to night camps? How was the ice? How'd it go?
Good. Okay, so I filled up on a shit ton of ice. It was very heavy. I got it. Building muscle.
Hell yeah.
What didn't have it though was the laundry basket. The handles just snapped off and I dropped everything.
No.
So I spilled out and I was like, well, we're gonna do with the ice that we have.
No.
Which was still like enough. Everybody had kind of like half a container of ice.
How are the wolf dogs?
They were good.
Good.
I think next time what I'm gonna do is maybe just have all lamb because I was so focused on like right side Ava only, left side Ava only. But he kept coming to my right side and it seemed like he was very cute.
That is a valiant effort on your part.
When
This morning I just had lamb. I was like, no.
no, yeah. and that's
I did
what
not tell you
should
that part about this morning.
No, that's what I should have done. And I was trying to get him over onto the other side and Ava was just bouncing back and forth. So I just ended up feeding, only hand feeding Ava and then tossing the lamb. He grind. And then I spent some time with them. I'm just calling it Akila's side now. Akila's side. And that one. Better.
Awesome.
I came back here immediately, was like, oops, next guard. Walked all the way back up, but Nick was doing things over there, so I walked back down.
Okay. If not, just let me know and I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll let you know. It's on my list of things to do tonight, so we should get it done, but we'll definitely let you know. She's being a brat about it.
Chat, the Wolf Dogs did well. This is where we leave you. Shrudi's got things to do. She's busy. All right, we're going to night cams. Exclamation point. Night cams. Thanks for hanging out. It was a good time. See you on the flip side. Bye.